So with our visit with Mr. Dickerson over at the Wetumpka Impact Crater Commission Museum, we saw all about the availability of these particular stones due to the impact crater, such as the quartz being shaped, you see. Now, if you can't take, look at the quartz here, this, and I have plenty of other videos showing how these natural materials, you hear the quartz? Look at that, it's beautiful. Right? You saw all the raw forms of this in the museum. If you watched my last video. But, you know, if you can't see the human hand shaping these items, I really don't know what to tell you at this point. So to carry on with the growing legacy of Tuscaloosa and of the native people as a whole, we've established that this crater a few miles this way, and where I gather all of this, the Coosa River, check the videos, Corn Creek, Coosa River. I'm on my way over there now to hang out with Jacob and do some exploring, and that's what got me here, looking and figuring we should elucidate what all it is we've put together here recently. So I've documented for quite a while the sacredness of that spot there on the Coosa, not only for its, obviously the crossing and the DeSoto story would have happened, right there in that area. But more importantly, this entire island, these islands, where Corn Creek meets, where all of this is gathered. They made islands of this material that they had worked. Big crater looming up over them, right? And now this crescent mound, which was found over at the site of Mabilla, with the artifact represented. Check my X page. That crescent lingered. Why that shape? Now, if you've seen my last video, you see that the impact crater, which produced all of this, is directly represented by what I've been calling that crescent mound. Look at the video of the model. It's like a model of this mound. It's trippy. This crater, documented by us in the 1800s. So what more does that tell us about the natives? Their capabilities. I mean, the mound is correctly oriented, as though it were a model of the star wound, yeah? This was a special place. DeSoto came crashing in, and something was lost, not just an inordinate amount of native lives, not just their culture, but what they held sacred and why. Their abilities. I mean, yes, it's an earthwork, but it's also a map, a three-dimensional model rendering. Goodness, they have the creek flowing next to it, just as the Coosa flows next to, up against, nearly in the star wound. They have the creek, when it backflows, it flows into the center of that mound. Leaves little swamp puddles. I've documented. Check my Mabilla presentation. Just as over here, there are little lakes, little ponds in the center of that half caldera. Not caldera, that'd be volcanic, half crater. We lost a lot when DeSoto came through, but if you're willing to spend the time with it, it becomes self-evident, not only in the material, but in what we've labeled spiritual, which simply is a term for that which is beyond the three-dimensional, right? That which engages senses, which we have been taught heretofore were, only a certain many. Anything else is woo. I mean, goodness gracious, look at all this quartz. Imagine just the piezoelectricity, right, of this place. Where everywhere you walk is this stuff. Anybody here for any length of time would have noticed the same that I've noticed in, 7 years? I mean, I've lived here most of my life, but 7 years on it and in it hard. It was a sacred landscape to Tuscaloosa, to all those who came before here in this space, this very place. Video upcoming soon. Trying to showcase that aspect of this place as well. Yeah. Long live Tuscaloosa and all those who came before him, all those that carried on the tradition and the knowing of what this place was and is. And thank all of you for your interest. I'm gonna go out and start working on a new video about all of this.